We opened the month of May with Mother's Day celebration, of course, but we are also aware that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. In fact, it was heavily discussed as well at the 25th Annual Global Conference of the Milken Institute. We have the highlights and some of the details and the story for you on that later on in the program. For now, let's talk about mental health and the struggle of some that has been alleviated by Korean pop and Korean music. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and joining us on the show to talk about their mental health journey are two ARMY. You call yourselves ARMY, right? Shadouh Lopez and Xia Jones. They met at a BTS concert, but I'll let them do the storytelling for you right about now.
We met on the fourth day of the Las Vegas tour, the Permission to Dance in Las Vegas. We were seatmates on the barricade seat. So that was actually the best seats in the house that time. I had a banner that kind of have a story behind it, and that's also how we sparked the conversation.
It was my first time getting barricade and soundcheck at a BTS concert, so I was really excited. And as I walked and arrived to my seat, immediately everyone in our section just started screaming and getting excited. And I connected with Shadouh because I had saw her veil. She had this veil headband, and I thought it was so cute. And we just started talking about it and talking about our biases, and we shared each other's stories. It just felt so natural in a way, as if we'd known each other for years, but we just met. So it was so amazing.
And you ladies share a few things in common. The first one is your love for BTS. But what strikes me from your story is how you say that BTS has also healed you.
They say you find them, or you find BTS at the right moment when you need them the most. I guess in my case, that is how I started. In 2019, I lost my husband to a rare form of cancer. I am his primary caregiver for 7 years. The later part of his life, I had to make a difficult decision of taking him out of a ventilator. So after he died, I started having auditory hallucinations. I would have ringing in my ear. I once had an episode, I was driving down the Tuna Canyon. I almost hit another car because I literally saw my husband in the passenger seat. So I have those episodes where it resurfaces past events, and have to take medications. I went to counseling. I do grief classes. I did everything until one time, I think May 2020, when the pandemic was, starting, I heard a BTS song. Then I heard this song, I Googled, and then the Pandora's box of BTS opened, and I started finding them as a source of healing.
I have battled anorexia for the past 5 years, ever since I was 12. I developed depression and anxiety. There were many nights where I would cry myself to sleep because I was afraid to wake up the next day and have to endure the thought process of eating. To anyone who has an eating disorder understands that you have this voice in your head that controls you. It really affects your mind, and it distorts your body image as well. Every day I would wake up and just look in the mirror and cry for a long, long time. There came a point that I didn't really want to live anymore. And I had thought about, attempting, and I really was going to. And I had stopped myself because I thought of the words that Jimin, one of the members from BTS, said. He said, "If you're ever going through a hard time, think of me, it'll make you feel better."
안 좋은 생각 많이 하면 어차피 이게 꼬리를 계속 물고 땅굴을 파게 돼요. 그러니까 생각 되게 좋은 생각 많이 하셨으면 좋겠어요.
I held on to BTS's words for years and years, and eventually they motivated me to want to get better and start recovery. And I've been in recovery for a year and a half, and it's been extremely, extremely tiring and difficult. But I think what keeps me going is they go live on the V Live app, and my biases are Jimin and Jungkook. Jimin's voice really like comforts me, so when I struggle to like get through my meal or a fear food, I listen to his voice while I'm eating my meal, and I can get through it without guilt and shame. To me, that's such a big accomplishment, because then the voice in my head goes away. And along with them, I've also like gone to therapy. I have gone to eating disorder specialists to help get better.
With BTS around May 2020, that was like past a year over my husband's death. I find myself being able to go to sleep on my own just by listening to their music. You know, I still have my days. I miss my husband every day. I mean, it's never gonna go away, but I go to a happy place. I go to my bangtan, and it is a good diversion for me. It did help me a lot mentally.
Your home. You're my home.
I feel like these 7 boys from South Korea are writing these songs for me.
The messages and the themes within their songs, I connected with them instantly, because it was like, hey, there's someone out there who understands what I'm going through and reminds me that, hey, it's gonna be okay.
You know, I find your stories remarkable. What I'm picking from it is that BTS has encouraged and is still encouraging you to be the better versions of yourself.
They're very candid and raw, so it's so easy to love them. They are really great storytellers, and their stories are also everyday lives of people, like love, hope, heartbreak, despair, everything.
It just feels like they're almost like holding your hand and saying like, you can get through this, like we believe in you. And like also it's just this whole package of like the performance with the visuals, with the music, and almost like refreshing experience compared to other artists in the music industry.
How long do you think will this last? Your love affair with BTS?
I believe forever, and I've never connected on this level with any other music artists. BTS are legends, and the way they have this sincerity and love for their fans sets them apart from everyone else.
I see merch behind you as well, and I know that that's probably just a sliver of how much more you have.
Every time I want to reward myself, I buy merch. That's how I see it. In the morning when I wake up, or most of the time, I would forget that my husband is dead. So I would look at my shelf here behind me, and it will remind me that everything's gonna be okay.
And it's just like this magic shop and this almost like escape from like harsh and cruel reality.
I think it's amazing the effect of BTS on both your lives, your mental health journey, and how I'm sure, like right now, I'm so intrigued. What would your advice be to others for those who maybe want to try to get into this BTS? Should they listen? Is there a starter song?
I guess you could Google their like channel, Bangtan TV, on YouTube, and you see all their music videos. But for people who struggle with mental health as well, if you like dive in deeper and look into their messages and their themes, I think that will make you instantly fall in love with them.
For me, the first song I found is something not related to mental health. It's, if you translate in English, it's Burning Up. So it's not really related at all to, but I would do Magic Shop. Like I mentioned, it's a song where you can exchange, you go to this place, your magic shop, your happy place, where you can exchange all your emotional baggage for something more positive. That's a good song for me. But I would start not with their songs, I would start with their reality shows. It shows their personalities. That's how I started to have a favorite, to have a bias, which is Suga, who also suffered from mental disorder back in the day. I mean, who knows? They might still be having those too. I mean, it comes with fame and fortune, right?
Putting it back to what you've gone through and how BTS have helped each of you, Xia, where do you think will you be now had you not found BTS?
By being completely honest with you, I probably would have been dead because I would have probably followed through with my attempt to suicide.
I'd probably be very unhealthy by now. And it was also BTS that had me. I actually started my own company. I'm still employed full time, but I started my own company this year thanks to BTS because, they really keep me going. I encourage myself to start it so that, I have more money to go to concerts and afford things that I want related to BTS. But not only that, not just the financial side of things, but professionally, it helped me be the best of me. And when you're depressed or have anxiety, it takes up all your energy. I want to thank them for holding my hand when I feel like drowning while everything is alive around me, for telling me to snap out of my depression, for healing me, and for really just being a source of hope for me.
Because as with an eating disorder, it really never goes away. You just get better at fighting it and you get stronger. So their music and their words and themselves as people give me strength to continue. So I'm really grateful for that.